Their setter was out the first 12 minutes. They had a freshman walk on set. But they're starting to play better. They're starting the second half conference. Yeah. Yeah. So they've improved since that.
I got all I need right here. Batteries and lip balm, baby.
Is it? Oh.
Already put new ones in, as needed.
Do you usually go through a pack?
No, but I always start with fresh ones because I never know how old the bad ones are.
Well, we learned today one of these microphones, the screen on it's broken.
This one, but it works. But yeah, so that's another reason I put the fresh ones in because I would have had no idea it's going dead. You seen Courtney? I'm waiting for her to give me the height. See Courtney? Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'm just waiting for her to give me the thumbs up, but I'll just go anyway. Good evening, and welcome to the 2022 Braves Athletic Hall of Fame Induction Banquet. This event is a highlight of every fall on campus, and we're excited to honor our inductees and student scholarship recipients tonight. If this is your first BAHOF Banquet, we welcome you to what will hopefully be the first of many that you attend. If you're a guest who's returning to the banquet this evening, we welcome you back and thank you for your support of the Braves Athletic Hall of Fame. You can find the dinner program on pages 12 and 13 of your printed program. And at this time, please welcome Dave Holtwick, President of the Braves Athletic Hall of Fame, and Steve Shelton, Hall of Fame member and past President of the Braves Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you all for being here tonight. It's great to see you all. My first order of business is I would like to acknowledge some special guests in the audience tonight. And if these people could stand for a moment and be recognized, I would appreciate it.
Mike, turn off the mic.
Let me be sure it's on. It's the red button on the back.
Now that we have your attention, sorry about that. Again, I'm Dave Holtwick, and I am president of Braves Athletic Hall of Fame, and I would like to acknowledge some special guests in the audience tonight. If these people could stand for a moment and be recognized, I would sure appreciate it. First, I'd like to introduce our university chancellor, Dr. Setsui, and his wife, Dr. Marjorie Swan. Next, I'd like to introduce our OU KS president, Dr. Regis Wanyaka, and his wife, Dr. Bongi Wanika. Wanika. I knew I would blow that. And our OU Arizona president, Dr. Dennis Tyner, and his wife, Patty. And I did not see John yet. I hope he's here. Is John Martin here? Didn't make it? Okay. Well, I'd like to recognize him anyway. John Martin is the creator of all of our Hall of Fame sketches, and maybe we'll get to congratulate him at another time. At this time, I'd also like to introduce the Braves Athletic Hall of Fame officers to you and ask them to stand to be recognized. And if you would, hold your applause until I've introduced our entire team, and then we'll recognize them all together. First, Anthony Porter, who's our vice president. Next, Brad Peary, who's our secretary. Next, Lindsay Wanamaker is our treasurer. Steve Shelton, our past president. Dave Owen serves as our scholarship chair. And Dr. Stanley Bettine wasn't able to join us tonight, but he is also one of our scholarship chairs. So if you would, please recognize all of these folks for the hard work that they perform. Now, I'd like to ask for all of our BAHOF members or their widows and widowers in the audience to stand and be acknowledged. I know there's more than that. Thank you.
Good evening. At this time, I'd like to ask all of you to stand. And while you're standing up, grab your programs as well. And turn to page 20 of your programs. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to remember those who have gone on before us to pave the way in Ottawa University athletics. Those BAHOF members who have passed away are listed on page 20 and indicated by an asterisk. This past year, we added James Grogan's name to that list. And please stay standing for a moment of silence, after which I will lead us in prayer before our meal this evening. Heavenly Father, it is a great honor to take a moment to remember those who have gone on before us, who led by example in their faith and their actions. And Father, we're honored to take a moment to remember them. Father, also, we're very thankful for this opportunity to come together and enjoy the fellowship that this university and this Hall of Fame brings to us. We're Braves. We're brothers and sisters in Christ, and we're brothers and sisters in this fellowship of this university. And thank you for this opportunity. And Lord, also thank you for this food that we're going to enjoy tonight around tables with friends and families and new friends. And we ask your blessing on this meal. And we ask your blessing on us as we do your work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
You may be seated. Our meal this evening is being served buffet style. You'll be dismissed by table to the buffet located in the Maybe Lounge. We thank you again for your attendance, and we hope you enjoy the evening. Sprue. Maya, your citation reads as follows. For earning your degree in playing softball and basketball at Ottawa University. For being a dual sport athlete, leading both on the field and on the court, and achieving 10 school records. For competing in 3 championships with the KCAC and NAIA. For being first team All-KCAC in 2009 and 2010. Second team NFCA All-Midwest in 2010. First team All-KCAC and KCAC Player of the Week 2011. KCAC Player of the Year. First team All-KCAC. First team NFCA All-Midwest in 2012. And for leading as an example within your family and within your community. Based on these and other notable accomplishments, the officers and members of the Ottawa University Braves Athletic Hall of Fame on this 27th day of October 2022 proudly induct you, Maya Sprue, into the Braves Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
They'll probably clap for you for just a little bit. You've been working on the speech a while, right? You'll do great.
Thank you.
In 2007, I verbally agreed to play basketball at Ottawa University, but boy, did God have other plans for me. My grandpa was a huge part of that. Marvin Wilson was not only ran track, but played basketball here at Ottawa. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1990 and served on the board from 1978 to 2009. He also served on the Chancellor's Council from 2009 until his passing in 2020. He was my stat keeper. He would check my stats after every game and would go over them with me. When he noticed a drop in my batting average, he would be sure to let me know, and off to the batting cages we would go. He saw the potential that I had in softball, that I didn't see in myself, but most of all, he believed in me. One evening, I received a call from him stating that I would be getting a call from the head coach, softball coach here at Ottawa. Long story short, that year I signed to play softball as well. So here I am thinking basketball would be my main sport, and softball was just an added bonus. But if I'm being honest, softball came much easier to me, and I truly enjoyed the game. Now, playing 2 sports definitely came with its challenges. In the fall, I had to balance both, preseason workouts for basketball. Tuesday and Thursdays, I had softball practice, and on the weekends, softball tournaments. During the winter, my main focus was basketball, and I was unable to practice or work out with the softball team until after the season started, because basketball and softball overlapped. I can honestly say that I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for Coach Tate being so understanding and supportive through it all, Coach Cant taking a chance on me without ever seeing me play, and only taking the word of my extremely relentless and convincing grandpa. The overwhelming kindness, support, and acceptance of my teammates. My experience here at Ottawa University has been full of highs and lows. I've learned more about myself than I ever thought possible, and I am so thankful for my time here. Next, I'd like to thank my family. No matter what, they were always there to support me in whatever way I needed. Each and every one of them played an integral part in my college experience. I want to specifically thank my mom and dad for all their sacrifices, financially, buying all my equipment, traveling out of town to games, and sacrificing weekend after weekend, among many other things. Their constant support meant more to me than they know. Next, I would like to thank my grandma. She is the type of person who anyone who has met her would describe as compassionate, generous, helpful, motivating, consistent, and patient. And she has been all of these things to me and more. College wasn't the easiest for me, but when things got tough inside or outside the classroom, she was always there, and a huge reason why I'm up here today. Lastly, I would like to congratulate Coach Cant. I'm honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame with you, and such an amazing coach. Because of you, I've not only grown as a softball player, but you shaped the person I am today. Softball may just be a sport, but the lessons I learned, the people I met, and the confidence I gained will last a lifetime. I'm so thankful to be inducted into the 2022 Ottawa University Hall of Fame. My experience here was unforgettable. Thank you to everyone who voted for me, and congratulations to Phil and David as well. I'll take this. Thank you.
Our second BAHOF inductee for the class of 2022 is David Birch. David, your citation reads as follows. For earning your degree in playing basketball at Ottawa University and for earning your master's in education, for being a 4-time All-KCAC selection, 2-time NAIA All-American, 2008 KCAC Player of the Year, 2009 KCAC All-Academic Team, and OU's all-time leading scorer with 2,258 points. For touring 41 countries as a teammate and as a coach with the Washington Generals in the world of the Harlem Globetrotters. For your coaching at Blue Valley Northwest High School, Piper High School, and Shawnee Mission Northwest High School. For helping to lead your teams to 3 6A state championships, the Final Four, and COVID Co-State Championship. For becoming the 2020 Sports in Kansas 4A Basketball Coach of the Year and the 2020 Diana All-Star Game Head Coach for the Kansas All-Stars. For your 2-time sub-state championships, a record of 120 and 22, having never lost a sub-state game as a coach, and for coaching 8 Division I basketball players and 1 NBA draft pick. It is for these and other notable accomplishments that the officers and members of the Ottawa University Braves Athletic Hall of Fame on this 27th day of October 2022 proudly induct you, David Birch, into the Braves Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I was nervous about possibly going after Phil because I knew what a good speaker he was, but then after that speech Maya just gave, hopefully you guys have a low bar for what I'm about to say. Those are some good speech. That was a great speech, Maya. Awesome. I want to thank the board first for voting me into the Hall of Fame. Really appreciate that. It's a big honor for me. It's especially special for me. I get to go in the Hall of Fame with a classmate of mine, Maya J. Cant, who coached me in 3 JV games when I was playing basketball as my freshman year. And then Phil, who was a teammate of mine and the best man at my wedding. So it's a special day for me going in with these people. I want to thank my family, all sitting right here. My dad, my mom, my brother, and my sister, and my uncle, who came to a lot of Ottawa University games and gave me a lot of support. My father-in-law is here, and my beautiful wife, Carissa, is also here. She didn't get to see me play at Ottawa, but she did get to see me play in the only alumni game in which the alumni won, so she saw me 1-0. We caught lightning in a bottle that night. I retired, so we're 1-0, and that's how I'm going to stick with it. But I also want to thank, I have a lot of teammates here, sweet mates of mine, Joe Vandervelde, Ryan Jansen back there, drove all the way down here just for this. I got to play with a lot of great teammates. Brett Lichtide is here, Matt Anderson's here, and a bunch of guys that didn't make it tonight, but I was able to do a lot of things on the court because I played with such unselfish people. And the best part of Ottawa University, when I was here, we didn't have all these nice things and all stuff like that, but it was the teammates that made it really great for me. Playing with your best friends every day was special about Ottawa to me. I want to thank my coaches. Coach Cant got to coach me 1 year, my freshman year. Coach Siebenthal came in my sophomore year, and then Coach Carrier, who's also a Hall of Famer and a guy I talk to often, even now as I'm a coach. I think I texted him about 6 months ago, just told him, man, I'm sorry. I know what pain I caused you sometimes. I didn't know it then, but now I know it now, coaching these young kids. But he always has encouraging words for me, and I try and be a coach today like he was a coach for me. So those are all the people I really like to thank. And, I chose to go to Ottawa University in 2005. All I was looking for was a place that was close. My parents could come watch me play. A coach that believed in me, and we have that in Coach Carrier, and a team that I thought we could do well and win a championship. And I remember coming down here, and Coach told me we had a pretty good freshman class. And I remember one of the first days I walked in to play open gym. Phil was already here, and he was already playing. I think it was his visit, and he was a skin, and he was playing against a lot of the other guys. And Coach walked in the gym, and he leaned over and talked to me, and he pointed out Phil, and he said, that's one of the other guys that we think can be really good, one of our freshmen right here. And Coach must have saw the look on my face because he immediately said, no, he doesn't look like much in his skin, but he can really play. And he was right. And Phil was a great player, great teammate of mine, and we went on to do some special things here. And I feel like it's really special going in with him tonight, and all my teammates and family and coaches here to celebrate with. Thank you.
Our third BAHOF inductee for the class of 2022 is Phil McClintock. Phil, your citation reads as follows. For earning your degree in playing basketball at Ottawa University and for earning your master's in education. For being a two-time NAIA All-American Honorable Mention and three-time All-KCAC performer with 2 first-team selections. For being only the third Brave to score over 600 points in a single season with 691. For holding the OU record in career block shots with 135 and single-season scoring with 750 points, and for holding multiple other top 10 school records. For serving as a coach and administrator at William Woods University. For coaching both golf and basketball at Salem High School and Salem Middle School. For leading in the classroom at Ottawa University as an instructor in the School of Education. For leading OU on the court as associate men's basketball coach. For leading OU on the course as head men's and women's golf coach. And for your work in the community with Meals on Wheels. It is for these and other notable accomplishments, the officers and members of the Ottawa University Braves Athletic Hall of Fame on this 27th day of October 2022 proudly induct you, Phil McClintock, into the Braves Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, everybody. Let's see, make sure I don't mess this up. So looking back there, see if I have a clock going. Where's Courtney at? She have a clock, a timer here? So no, so I have as much time as I need. So it's crazy to me to think it's been a long time ago, but I know Dave Owen was here when I received a scholarship. Actually, Birch did too in a banquet similar to this, either junior or senior year of college. And I was one of the students standing up here and receiving the scholarship, and now I'm up here. So it's time flies by, but it's a pretty cool thing. So a couple thank yous here. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, along with the current members of the Hall of Fame. I mean, I feel like since I've worked here for a while and I'm alumni, I know a ton of people in here, so I can't thank everybody, but it's great to see everybody here. I'd like to thank Dr. Sitsui, former President Eichner, and current President Regis Winyika. When I was here, I know my sophomore year, we might have been below 400 students. I mean, for those of you guys who are here, it was like scary. And so now we're here, breaking enrollment records and exciting things being built. And so I thank the administration, and obviously we're going in the right direction. I'd like also to thank Araby Connor, obviously my boss, and get to work closely with her. And she's a great leader, and sometimes she drags me out and makes me ride my bike long distances. And she's very, very athletic, and it's hard to keep up with her. But I do appreciate that and her leadership. So my family's next. So couldn't do what I do here at Ottawa without my family. First, my wife, Kirsten. Some of you guys who've played a long time ago, well, we've obviously grown. And so our first practice for men's basketball, this is not counting golf because that's also a whole nother job, was 8 to 10. So 8 to 10 at night, first practice. Second week of practice, we go 6 to 8 every night. Okay, so I have a 2-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 10-year-old. So who do you think picks up the slack at home when I'm at practice all week late? So obviously my wife, she's amazing. So my mom is here today, and so unbelievable. She worked, a million jobs growing up and allowed me something that's crazy to me is I didn't know we didn't have money growing up. How crazy is that? Like, I literally didn't know, but we didn't. But that's kind of a test to the kind of mom she was and doing it on her own. So some people who couldn't be here, Mimi and Big Dad, a lot of you guys know that. They've had chairback seats forever. Big Dad passed away a couple years ago. I know he would have loved to be here. My grandma, obviously, would have been here. She's alive and kicking and wild. She's getting shoulder surgery today. And so she wasn't able to be here. So it's unfortunate, but she's still around, and they drove me around the country, the Midwest, and kind of kept me in basketball while my mom was working a ton. So, and my dad and stepmom Rose are also here, so here to support. So, and I appreciate that. So, a few more people I'd like to thank that are here. Coach Carrier, obviously, is my mentor, somebody I've looked up to forever. I'm lucky to have played for him, and then also been able to work with him, kind of. But I mean, he's obviously way up here. I'm way down here. But he always gives me advice and just some crazy things that some of these coaches, and myself included, that wouldn't believe. So I remember he hand delivered my scholarship package to my house. I lived 3 hours away in Neosho, Missouri, and sat down in my living room with my mom. I remember it. And so hand delivered that. How many of you guys have ever done that? Maybe you have, okay? So he also came down to sign me. I remember my signing, and however long it was after I committed, he came and did those things, and just things like that. I knew whenever I came here, there, a lot of schools I had options to go to, and I knew that this was the right fit. Not only basketball-wise, but, my mom felt comfortable sending me up here because she knew that he would take care of me. So, and I needed it, okay? And so, and obviously I'm here and have a degree. So, Coach Siebenthal, after Coach Carey retired, he gave me a call, and I was in Salem, Missouri. Loved my job, but I knew that wasn't the place that I wanted to live and coach at the high school level forever. And so he called me, and I knew whenever I accepted this job, being able to coach with him. He was my coach for 3 years, and we won a couple championships, and that was my goal. Want to come back, want to win a championship. Obviously, the 2020 team, we won a lot of games together. 2020 team won 28 games, broke all of our records from when I was playing, which is awesome, okay? Now I'm happy I was able to be a part of it, instead of not. And so, but really, really cool there. Obviously have a lot of teammates back, like Birch said. Guys like me don't get to stand up here without guys like those guys that are here, and guys that I played with. Birch too. I mean, he scored 1 million buckets. So, but that just doesn't happen. And they were willing to, do the grunt work. They passed me and Birch the ball all the time. Can you imagine being a teammate? Just pass us the ball all the time, just say shoot, and we'll just play defense and rebound. Nobody does that anymore, right? So those guys are amazing, and I have a lot of stories that I can't tell up here on those guys, and they do on me too, so we'll just let that go, okay? Almost done here. Congrats to the other Hall of Fame members. Went to school with Maya. She did an awesome job with that speech. That was terrifying. I was like, oh my gosh. And now I'm cruising now, but I was really scared. But you did a great job. I didn't get to know her, but I always knew she was obviously a baller, and at both sports, seeing the stuff that she did on the field is pretty impressive. Jay Cant, me and Jay Cant play racquetball all the time. We work out together, okay, currently, and so I've known him forever. But what a lot of people didn't know, and Birch mentioned this, is that he coached me and Birch in our first college basketball game. He did. He was the coach, okay, and we were at Fort Scott. I'm not going to say a ton about it, okay, but we were there, and I don't know if you guys know, when you're on the JV team and you go to play a junior college, you usually aren't favored, okay? And it's usually by a lot, right? And so, but we had a pretty good team. We were all freshmen, and we didn't know what was going on. So it's close at halftime, It's probably, it could have been a tie game. It was somewhere really close. And coach is really mad. And I don't know what exactly happened. I know your family's here. I think he said some stuff. But I remember what he did say when we were getting ready to leave. You guys couldn't hold Birch's jock strap. He did yell that to us. I remember it like it was yesterday, and we're all like, I'm old, but I'm not that old, so we're all walking out like, what? A jock strap? What is he talking about? But he told us that, and I'm like, we probably couldn't, because I'm pretty sure Birch had 25 points. And so we're like, I know, but I don't know what that means, coach. So, but obviously getting to work with him and having that and getting inducted with him is awesome. So, with Birch, obviously a lot of stories I could tell. We stayed in Bennett Hall when we moved in together, and Birch had already claimed the bottom bunk whenever he moved in. And so, I was top bunk on him for 2 years. I lived above David Birch for 2 years of my life. And so, which is kind of funny, climbing up there. And, a lot of great things. Birch has a lot of qualities, and he took a shot at me earlier, which is a true story, what he said about me and Skins, which is funny. But he always let us drive. He had a Chevy Lumina, and it was a 6-seater. It had red velvet seats, and there was a front bench seat and a back bench seat. So we always took Birch's car, because you could go 6 deep and everybody else's you go 5. So we go to Lawrence, we do whatever. He wasn't always driving. We had Ryan Jansen. But we go around and hang out in that 6-seater Chevy Lumina. And one story, I know that they would tell you a little differently, but we were coming back from Manhattan, Kansas, football game, whatever, and we were coming back and we're low on gas, but we wanted to get home, and there's snow everywhere, ice, dangerous, and they're like, hey, let's stop and get gas. I'm like, no, I got to get home now. And so here, 5 minutes later, we're right off I-35 on the overpass or on the underpass, and we ran out of gas. We're on the side of the road. They would tell you, and Ryan and Joel, I'm pretty sure were there, they would tell you guys that it was like a 5-mile walk. I think it was like a half mile. But regardless, just one of the many stories we had here as student athletes. Lastly, I just want to thank everybody again. It's cool being a coach here, being inducted, because a lot of my colleagues are here and people I work with every day. And they're awesome people, people that have coached me, people that have been administrators when I were here, and I just really appreciate everybody being here, and this is pretty awesome, so thanks. Thanks.
Our final BAHOF inductee for the class of 2022 is Jay Kant. Jay, your citation reads as follows. For earning your degree in playing basketball at Ottawa University and for earning your master's in sports administration. For your leadership as assistant men's basketball coach, Ottawa University intramural director, and as a professor in exercise science. For your community outreach with the Ottawa and Princeton Recreation Commissions. For being 6-time KCAC Coach of the Year. For leading the NFCA Region 4 Staff of the Year, for leading 2 teams to the NAIA World Series, for becoming 6-time KCAC regular season champions and 2-time KCAC tournament champions, and for your record 536 wins, the Ottawa University softball team making you the winningest coach in Ottawa University sports history. It is for these and other notable accomplishments, the officers and members of the Ottawa University Braves Athletic Hall of Fame on this 27th day of October 2022 proudly induct you, Jay Kent, into the Braves Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
First of all, just like to thank the BAHOF committee, all the members, for bestowing this honor on myself. Okay, I am truly humbled to be up here. Let me just tell you that 22 years ago, would have never thought this would have happened. Especially if you kind of watched my career, you'd have seen after the first 4 years, you'd be like, why didn't he get fired? Okay. I was telling the executive BAHOF committee today that, they asked what was the most embarrassing point of being at Ottawa. I said, probably my first 4 years record. So, you watch the overall stuff, you've seen what we've done the last few years, but when I started out, we were like 30 and 120. So, just thinking I'd be up here, 20 years after that, no way in heck would I have thought that. So, next, I want to congratulate Maya, Phil, and by the way, Phil, I do not remember that story, okay? Birch, he made it up, okay? Maya, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for those kind words. Like I was telling your dad earlier, you're so easy to coach, okay? I'd take 100 of you any day of the week, okay? And this honor that you had tonight is so well deserved. So, and Phil and Bert, same thing to you guys. So, I do want to thank a few people, quite a few people along the way. Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank all the OU administration, from Dr. Eichner to Dr. Reg, to Dennis Tyner. By the way, where's my Mountain Dew at? All right, thank you. Okay, but those people have led this university to great heights that, I've seen the low of the lows on campus and where we are now, and it's to that leadership that we are continuing to rise, and I appreciate all your guys' support along the way. Araby, I guess thanks for not firing me earlier, okay? But I do appreciate all the times that you've had my back and supported me and just being a great friend. And whenever I've needed you, you've always been there for me. So thank you. To Kathy Hinterleiter, is she in here today? So Kathy, all the time and energy you save all of us coaches, especially me, definitely would not be here without you. And I can't thank you enough for everything you do for us. To all my colleagues that are in here, congrats on everything you've accomplished. Melissa, congrats on your 300th. I know how tough it is to get there, and I know you blow it off, but it's a big accomplishment and those kind of things. To all my other colleagues, thank you for all the support and advice throughout the years. I know I don't know everything I need to know, and these guys have been there to answer questions, give me advice, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Coach Carrier, I guess thank you for cutting me from the basketball team, I don't know why you didn't think a 5'10" scrawny white guy wasn't good enough, but,
That was the AD your first 4 years of coaching.
Thank you. Well, thank you for not firing me, even though you cut me, okay? But really, thank you for seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself. I couldn't ask for a better mentor. And what's great is I get to work with him still. And I mean, even the last couple of years, I'm still going to him for advice. I tell our players all the time, if you ever want to understand what Coach Carey said to his basketball teams, just listen to me, because everything I say is I just change he to she and basketball to softball, okay? So Birch and Phil, I probably got that saying from Coach Carrier, okay? But Coach, thank you for everything you've ever done for me and my family. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So just know I love you and definitely would not be here without you, okay? To all my players, who I'm fortunate to have a few of them in here, even one of the originals from my first year, okay? You guys have been unbelievable, and it's because of my players that I'm up here. I mean, I just try to sit back, let them do their thing, and they have made me look good over these last 20-plus years. So to all my players that are out there and to the ones that hopefully I'll see this weekend, we do have a big alumni group come back, and I'll appreciate the thanks to them too. But I'm so grateful for having not just great players, but I think they're even better people. So, and I'm very fortunate to have coached such great people and great players. To my assistant coaches, past and present, you guys make me look good, okay? Trust me, they're the brains behind it. And, I got one over there right now that she's only been with us a couple of years, but Coach Miley, thank you for everything you do. It's been phenomenal getting to work with you, and so thank you on that. To all my family, I got my in-laws here. I can't thank you guys enough for all your support throughout the time. I've got two my best friends here that might as well be like brothers. Okay, and anything's going bad, I get a text, "Hey, you want to go do lunch?" Absolutely. So guys, Wayne and Scott, can't appreciate you guys enough for all those coaching lunches that just to help me get through the season and those kind of things. To my family, to my mom, thank you for everything. From the time we were, little to now, thank you for all your love and support. I know Dad's up watching right now, and he's been watching the last few years, but I can't thank you enough for everything you've ever done for us. Just know that I love you and I appreciate that. To my two brothers, one passed away right after I graduated high school. So I know some of the balls for our team that's gone fair or foul. It's been because of my dad and my brother up there kind of pushing the ball certain way that we needed it. So some of those championships are probably because of him or them. And to my brother Joel, I still don't know why you talk to me sometimes. There's like a 6-year age gap, and By the way, whoever thought that he was my dad, I owe you one, okay? So come see me afterwards. I'll figure something out for you. So, but there's a 6-year age difference, and I just look back when, we're 11 and 5 years old, and he never let me win anything. And I'd throw a fit. I'd start throwing stuff, start crying, and he'd be like, I think he just gave in, go back out there with me, kick my butt again. And we did that for years and years. So, that's where I get my competitive spirit. I'm not sure my players appreciate that, but thank you for everything. Would not be standing up here if it was not for you. And then to my wife and kids, Phil kind of said earlier, as a coach, you're on the road so often that, my wife runs our family. And, and what people don't understand is the toll it takes on the family. To my daughter Emma, my sons Cooper and Theo, thank you for letting me do what I love to do. Because I know it's a sacrifice for you guys too. I've got to miss some of their stuff and some of their events. But I thank you for supporting me. Every time I ask, are you ready for Dad to retire? They always say no. So I know they appreciate, enjoy what I do, and they see that I enjoy it. But they do sacrifice a lot, and so I love you guys. To my wife, Liz, wow. The support you've given me over the 19 years we've been together. You got to put up with a cranky coach when we get home. You run our family definitely in the springtime. I couldn't ask for a better wife. Really wouldn't be here without you. Just know I love you. And on that, once again, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you to the BAHOF committee for everything they've done. Because I'll tell you what, when I was going to school here to see it now, this banquet is night and day different, and you guys, this has been awesome. So thank you. Thanks to congrats to the 3 that were inducted with me. Could not ask for a better group to go in with since I had the ability to coach all 3 of you. Phil and Bursch, thankfully I didn't slow you guys down much, okay? But from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody here. Just thank you, and God bless.
Wow. Every time, it's just so incredible. What a great evening this has been. It's such an honor to get to celebrate the past, but also with our students and the scholarships being awarded. Just look so forward to all that potential that is before us. And so it's incredible. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. I also want to thank the many people that made tonight's banquet and induction ceremony possible. If you want another feel-good moment, we're going to do this again next year. Our 2023 Hall of Fame banquet will take place on Thursday, October 19th. So we hope that you'll join us again as we induct Clarence Anderson, Donald Anderson, Matt Klein, and Molly Morgan. So to conclude our time together tonight, I invite you all to stand as you're able for the singing of the OU fight song. The words are on page 21, and I hope I can get some of the students to lead it for us. So, oh my gosh, I can't do it. Students, anyone? O'er the stands of shining yellow, OU's banners fly. Cheer on cheer like volleyed thunder echoes to the sky. See the OU tide is turning, gaining more and more. Then fight, 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 for we win tonight. Oh, you forevermore. All right. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also want to thank American Dining Creations for our meal this evening, the University Advancement Team, the BAHOF Board. Don't forget, the centerpieces are available for a donation to the Creed Family Greenhouse. If you're interested, talk to Courtney Dunn or Garrett Brown at the end of this evening. We thank you for attending tonight's BAHOF Banquet and Ceremony. We hope you'll join us for all of the homecoming events this weekend. Please drive home safely and go Braves. Thank you.